Hi Pisces, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading. I hope you're well. I do want to take a second to remind you that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every single Pisces out there. So guys, take what resonates for you and leave the rest for someone else. Remember, the energies can reverse. So if it's resonating for you, Pisces, you get in where you fit in, but don't force yourself into a reading that's not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Pisces? Pisces. Pisces. Uh-oh, Pisces, have you ghosted somebody? All right, Pisces, you're starting out with the Five of Cups. You have the Hermit. And you have the Ace of Coins in the reverse. So, yeah, Pisces, you've gone silent on somebody. You're trying to figure things out. You've kind of receded. Your energy is very withdrawn here. It has to do with an ending that lacks stability, and it caused a lot of sadness. There's you're looking back over everything. You're trying to figure it out, but there's sadness, there's depression for some of you, and I do feel like it has to do with an ending that's here. And it could be ghosting involved in this as well. Let me see who is in your energy. Show me who is in Pisces energy, please. Yeah, that's a heavy energy this week for you. Show me who is in Pisces energy. All right, so the person in your energy, we have the Star card. Aquarius energy, we have the Chariot reversed, Cancerian energy, and the Nine of Coins in the reverse. So this person that's in your energy, they could be a little bit codependent on your energy here. I do feel like there's this energy of them not moving forward and yet intensely watching you. Because I don't feel like you're communicating with them. They want to balance this out. They want to heal this. This person has been deep in prayer or meditation. They are actually receiving messages from Spirit of an emotional nature as well. And I do feel like they want to ground themselves. They want to balance this out and to heal this connection. So I do feel they're feeling a deep sense of loss. And while they're not coming forward or coming towards you, they are definitely watching you in some form or fashion. Maybe social media, I don't know. But there's definitely this, this intense energy of watching you. For some of you, this person could live at a distance, and that could also be affecting this connection. So let me see the energy between Pisces and this person. The Eight of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, so there's going to be a revisiting of this situation. It looks like it may be coming from their side, but we'll clarify to see. Show me what's affecting this. So whoever walked away is coming back into the picture to revisit the situation. The Knight of Coins. It's what's affecting the connection is that it's moving very slowly. This person is very resistant to moving forward. You're kind of in this energy of, taking a break, trying to figure everything out. And that's why this is moving very slowly. So I don't know if this person, has come back into your energy or not. If they haven't, they will, but there's slow moving energy. Now, that being said, the Knight of Coins is the only knight that actually crosses the finish line. So let me see the outcome. Show me the outcome for Pisces. I need it simple, Spirit. I'm just a girl trying to read tarot cards. Show me the outcome for Pisces. The Queen of Wands, passion. Yeah, that's passion. So I do feel like this person is missing you. They are feeling this deep sense of loss. I feel like you are, you know, trying to figure all of this out as well. There's a new beginning trying to come in. There's definitely passion here. This is action oriented as well, so we're going to have to see. I'll have to clarify that. But you could be dealing also with an Aries, Leo, or a Sagittarius. Now, the bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Swords. So again, telling me that there's no communication here, that there's a gap here in the communication, taking a break, trying to figure things out. So let me clarify your reading, Pisces. Show me the Five of Cups for Pisces. Show me the Five of Cups for Pisces. All right, so we have the World and we have the Ten of Wands reversed. Yeah, you would like to close this cycle out and begin a new cycle. And what cycle? Well, this cycle of sadness, of reviewing, of looking back at this. But you're having a difficult time doing that. You feel overwhelmed. You feel like you've just got too much on your plate right now. And I feel like this sadness, this depression that you're feeling is making you feel even more overwhelmed. I also feel like there's a lot of problems within this connection. Problems that you want to resolve, you want to work out, but it's difficult. It's very difficult. Why is the Hermit here for Pisces? All right, we have the Strength card in reverse. We have the Two of Wands reversed, and we have the Empress reversed. So normally I feel like, Pisces, you're very nurturing and very loving and kind. You've really withdrawn that. When you went into hermit mode, you pulled way, way back. So you're not currently nurturing this. You've decided that, you know, that you, honestly, if I have to say it, you've leaned into fear. So be careful with that. This is whatever's taking place here between you and this person is really bringing up a lot of your fears and a lot of your insecurities. Normally, I see with you guys the Empress in the upright. It's in the reverse, telling me that you're questioning yourself. You're questioning this relationship. You're questioning, you know, whether or not things can be worked out. You're questioning your feelings about this person. Will this ever grow? Is it going to become more? And I feel like there's definitely some work that you need to do on yourself here as well. You're questioning a lot right now during this break. And I do feel like you may even be asking yourself, should you move in a different direction? Is this even the direction you need to be going in? So this, whatever occurred here, these problems, it's been pretty dramatic for you. Very dramatic for you. It's causing you to question yourself and the connection in deep detail. Let me see the Ace of Coins reversed. All right, we have the Five of Wands, and then we have the Three of Pentacles. So there was conflict here. There was definitely conflict. I do feel like that's what caused the ending. And I also, or the break. I'm going to say break because I feel like it's not an ending as much as it's a break, because you do want to work this out. And in fact, for some of you, you feel like there's a contract that you have with this person, maybe a soul contract or even a physical contract. And so I do feel like you do want to work things out with this person, but it's difficult to figure out how to end this cycle and work it out. So let's look at their energy. Show me the Star card. Wow, that was weird. Your person has trust issues, by the way. All right, so we have the Moon in reverse, and then we have the Nine of Wands. You might be dealing with a Cancer sign, but this person in your energy, they also want to work things out. They want to grow from the experience, but they have trust issues related to things that they have found out in the past. Things that have been revealed to them, or at least that they feel have been revealed. They want to balance this out. They're hopeful that can happen, but I do feel that they're tired. They're very tired. There's an energy here where they're feeling as if they have to provide the balance. So let me see the Chariot in reverse. This person is very strongly independent. I feel like they're doing pretty well financially. You could be struggling a little bit with your finances, but I feel like this person is strong, they're independent, and I feel like their finances are doing well. However, if they do live at a distance, that is creating some kind of a problem because they're not feeling that they can move currently. All right, so we have the 9 of Pentacles and we have the 4 of Wands. Ooh, okay. So, for some of you, this person is trying to decide if they should be single or in a relationship. I'm wondering, Pisces, because I get a connection here. You argued about a connection. Something here that they're having a difficult time allowing to be revealed. And then we have this 4 of Wands, along with the 9 of Pentacles, which is contrasting energy. Are they stuck in a relationship or a marriage and they feel that they cannot move forward right now? And this is making you feel very disrespected, as if they're choosing someone over you? Because that's what I'm getting here. And you're like, it's really made you feel very disrespected and sad. It's created conflicts and problems between the two of you. And you're at the point where you're saying, look, I can't stay in this cycle forever. I have to end this cycle. You don't want to, but it's problematic because this person has these contrasting energies and they're not taking any action. They're not moving forward. And they may be afraid that you're going to blow the whistle on them too. Yeah, bottom of the deck's the Emperor in reverse. That's somebody who's not faithful. They're trying to control the situation. Interesting. Why is the 9 of Coins in reverse? All right, Pisces, you guys never cease to surprise me because I was not expecting this. But we clearly have that 4 of Wands along with that 9 of Pentacles. Very contrasting energy, and it's stuck energy where nothing is moving forward. And there's the Queen of Wands. Yep, third party. Queen of Wands reversed and the Knight of Swords. I think you spoke your truth to this person. You said, look, I'm not going to be a third party in this anymore. And that's, I feel like they did try to bring you in as a third party. That's where the conflict is. And so what I'm seeing here is that this person is missing you. They're missing you. They're missing the connection. They were out acting single when they weren't single. And they got caught up in it. And you called them out on it. So now they're coming rushing in, likely at a point where they are, you know, it's going to be impulsive. But they're going to be coming in and saying, no, I don't want you to be a third party either, you know. But they are still showing up here, even though they're rushing in, as still being involved elsewhere. So let me see, because I feel like they're coming back towards you, Pisces. Let me see this 8 of Cups in reverse. You think they're a player. King of Wands. You have passion for them, but you feel like they're a player. And the Chariot in reverse. Yeah, you're not going to be the one to end this cycle. And you've already made that decision. So I will tell you this, Pisces, you've got a glow up going on. People are very attracted to you. And I do feel that you are very charismatic in your energy. So I feel like this person is coming back towards you. There's this stuck energy. They've got the Chariot in reverse twice. So again, they could live at a distance. But they're realizing if this is going to be worked out, they're going to have to be the one to move towards you. They're still in this stuck energy. And that's why you are saying, look, I feel like you're kind of being a player here. So it's because they're not taking forward movement in this connection. So you've really pulled back. Show me the Knight of Coins. There is something that is moving. It's moving very slow. All right, we have the Nine of Cups and we have the Death card in reverse. So this entire connection is moving very slow. That's why you're questioning everything. The thing is that you do feel that this person is your wish fulfillment. This is the person you do want to be in, but you also feel like they are not prioritizing you in this connection, which is why you pulled back. You pulled away from them. There is a need here for you, Pisces, to work on yourself and to really delve into issues of your own value, your own self-esteem here. So that you become your favorite person, you know? The person that's in your energy, they're coming off as being single here, but everything's telling me that they're not, that they haven't moved forward from this. They're dragging their feet towards an ending. They realize for this connection to move forward, they have to create that ending. Wow. So, and they are, but they're moving slow. And I feel like you've had it. Let me see the Queen of Wands. Show me the outcome. Be careful too, because for somebody out there, I see somebody who might be drinking in order to deal with their feelings. That's not going to help. I'm just going to let you know. Usually that kind of makes things a little bit worse, so be careful with that. What is the Queen of Wands here in the outcome? All right, so we have the Seven of Cups reversed. We have the High Priestess in reverse. Ten of Coins reversed. And the Tower. So this person is directly headed into a Tower moment. Why? Well, because they brought you in as a third party. And they may not have been honest with you about that either. So, you know, I don't know. Regardless, you dug your heels in and you said, look, you're not prioritizing this connection. You may have even ghosted them. I feel like there was a conflict between the two of you. You ended it because you're basically saying, look, you're in a prior commitment of some sort. That has to end in order for this to move forward. You do have strong attraction for this person. There's a lot of compatibility, but you also don't want to be treated as an option here. And I do feel that while you have a strong affinity for this person, they are actually your wish fulfillment, you also are not going to be kept a secret here. So, and that secret might be coming out as well. The High Priestess is the keeper of secrets. And I feel like you kind of went against your own intuition when you got involved with this person. And now you have the clarity that you need to basically stand up and put these boundaries into place. Now, that's causing this person to have a Tower moment. They know that you're not engaging in third-party energy. They know that they are, I mean, I feel like you called them out on behaving single when they were not single. They're missing you on top of all of it. And so they're headed directly into a Tower moment because I do feel like their secret's going to get exposed. And everybody is going to be aware of what this person was doing, including whoever it is that they're currently involved with. Yeah. Third-party energy all over this. So, yeah, they're headed for a Tower moment, but you're just over here, you know, you would have worked this out with this person. You're over here at this point feeling conflicted about even working it out, because of the way that they have treated you and the way that this has gone down. So, bottom of the deck is the Page of Wands in the reverse. That is underlying energy, which tells me that you are not talking with this person and that they've got some bad news coming. So, it's going to cause that Tower moment. They're going to be exposed. So, I'm going to pull going to pull a oracle card for you, Pisces. Okay, so your card is number 20, and it's called the Garden of the Night. Give me just a second, and I will read that for you. There are spaces and places within the world of the Kitsune that can be found within the human world too. One of the most magical places of all is a place where we can connect with moonlight in a world that is no longer lit brightly, but gleaming with silver, the same as it is during our waking hours, yet entirely different because of the gift of moonlight. When this card comes to you, you're being asked to look at a situation, person, or concern from a very different perspective, and to allow yourself the space to contemplate it at a quiet time, in solitude, under the silver light of the moon. Within this space, there will be imaginative new ways to approach any difficulties, and your inventiveness and ability to dream into being a new approach will be of great help during the daylight hours, which so often belong to the world of work, family, or of others. In these in-between times, guarded by moonlight, you will not only be able to solve the problem before you, but you will have time alone to rediscover aspects of your soul that cannot seem to be fully expressed at this time during the day. At night, there's another you, another part of your identity which can be explored and in time allowed to flourish. For you are the gardener of your own soul, and you will tend to what needs to grow within the moonlit hours and allow it in time to come forth into the light of day and become more integrated into the everyday aspects of your world. For now, find this space and place and be illuminated with the silver light of imagination and of infinite possibility. Let your imagination, creativity, dreams, and wonder all feed into your waking life's projects. Let the moonlight and the sunlight intertwine and create magic. All right. Well, I hope that this has been helpful for you, Pisces. If you have resonated with this, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hype the video if you get the opportunity. And until I see you in your next reading, Pisces, know that you are loved, and namaste.